Dozens of extra police have been patrolling Sydney's west in response to 4 drive-by shootings on Monday night. Police say the attacks on 2 homes and 2 tattoo parlours are part of a turf war between rival bikie gangs and have formed Strike Force Kinara to investigate. The ABC's Jason Om has more.
Well, as part of Strike Force Kinara, there were about 100 officers patrolling the streets of Sydney's west, and with me now is the Acting Assistant Commissioner, Mal Lanyon. Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Mal, tell us how the operation went.
Last night obviously was the first night of the Strike Force that we'd put together yesterday. Strike Force Kinara was formed, is led by the Gang Squad. It has both a reactive and proactive component. The reactive or investigative component is made up of 18 investigators from State Crime Command, and then we have a very large proactive component which includes officers from Strike Force Raptor, the Middle Eastern Organised Crime Squad and the Metropolitan Regions. Last night we conducted a number of proactive activities in the northwestern and southwestern metropolitan areas. They're obviously targeted at the individuals and the groups that we believe are responsible for the most recent incidents.
And there haven't been any reports of shootings or arrests, so do you regard that as a successful operation?
I wouldn't say it's successful at this stage. We're obviously very pleased that last night there have been no reported incidents, but it's obviously the start of our work. We're committed to target those groups that are responsible for the most recent incidents. We'll put them before the court, but we'll also work very hard to suppress any retaliation.
The shootings involve the Nomads and the Hells Angels. How real is the threat that there will be retaliatory attacks in the coming weeks?
These types of escalations of violence between outlaw motorcycle gangs are not unusual. We're obviously very vigilant of the fact that there could be retribution in relation to the first series of incidents, and that's something we take very seriously. That's the reason we've deployed so many staff. That's the reason that we're using the intelligence we have to actually direct those staff into the areas where we believe the problems could occur. It's impossible to guarantee that we won't have further incidents, but what I can guarantee is that we will put all of our effort into preventing them.
Are you expecting the Hells Angels to hit back?
As I said, at this stage we will be monitoring the movements of the people we believe are involved, and we'll take action to prevent that.
Do we know what the reasons are for these recent shootings, the 4 shootings?
We believe it's a part of an ongoing tension and escalation between the two groups. One of the reasons that we are aware of is the patch over of a member from the Hells Angels to the Nomads.
That means a defection, so how does that work?
It does. Generally, the organisations are quite strictly bound by loyalty to their club. It's very unusual that there is a defection or a patch over of a member from one club to another, and it's obviously treated quite seriously by the club from whom that person comes.
And just briefly, there was also an arson attack on the Abercrombie Hotel. There seems to be some information about John Ibrahim owning that hotel, or he'll be interviewed by police today. Does that have any link to these shootings?
It's very early in that investigation. At this stage, we have no evidence that the fire that you've referred to is linked to the shootings. We'll certainly look to see if there are links between the incidents, and if so, we'll investigate them in that way. But it's very important to determine if there are appropriate links so the matters are investigated appropriately.